Vincent van Gogh, brilliant, prolific, tortured. Imagine Van Gogh allows visitors to truly immerse themselves in his work. Imagine Van Gogh takes place at the SOA Power Station in South Boston. 200 paintings that Van Gogh painted during the last 2 years of his life, projected in bright, vivid detail onto the walls and the floors. Visitors are surrounded by his work. Dizzying at times, it feels as if the walls are moving. The goal is to let the visitor totally immerse themselves in the work of the Dutch Impressionist.
Here, till the beginning of the exhibition, you will see all the frames come on the floor. It's a way for me to say to the people, welcome to an immersive exhibition.
Annabelle Mauger is the co-creator of Imagine Van Gogh, an exhibition she first unveiled in France in 2008.
I think it's a good introduction to help the people to go back to the museum, but it's also a way to discover the painting of Van Gogh, which are most of them in Amsterdam. It's a long way from Boston to go to Amsterdam.
The concept of wandering around giant projections of art is called Image Totale. It was actually Annabelle's grandfather-in-law who developed this back in 1977. 50 high-def projectors displaying Van Gogh's work on large screens. You see every brushstroke up close.
When you look at all those brush strokes, which are so straight, sometimes so violent, because you're looking in details, it could be nice to take a bit of distance with it, to see how it could be curved and nice and soft.
The exhibit begins here in the education room. Large panels display details of Van Gogh's time living in Arles and the south of France. The art featured spans 1888 to 1890, including more than 140 pieces Van Gogh painted while he was institutionalized for depression at an asylum in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence. It was at the institution where Van Gogh's paintings became brighter. He wrote about the scenery in letters to his brother Theo, his landscapes, sunflowers, and perhaps his most famous, The Starry Night.
I love these paintings because when you read all the letters he wrote to Theo, his brother, about the Starry Night, you realize how long he studied it before painted it, and how colors, every star in the sky was important for him. Those famous last 2 years of his life, he wrote to Theo, oh, what a light! I need to paint this light. And when you look at those last 2 years of painting, there is so much color in it.
The exhibit uses images of Van Gogh's self-portraits, including this brooding painting of himself, depicting his bandaged left ear that he chopped off using a razor in 1888, an act that made Van Gogh more famous at the time than his actual artwork.
When you look at all those eyes he was painting, it is just reality. Putting these videos were important for me because he was really a painter of reality. He was so aware of his suffering, aware of how he was painting. He was aware of how he decided to choose to be a painter.
The classical music you hear is just as important as the exhibit itself. It is timed perfectly to reflect Van Gogh's various moods while he painted during the last 2 years of his life.
The choice which helps you understand with your feeling what Vincent wants you to understand, I think. What he wanted to show you. Sometimes when he was sad, you will have classical music which helps you being sad or being sensitive to it. Or sometimes it's more violent, or there is some joy in it, which helps you dance or jump and do what you want to do in those kind of exhibitions. Vincent van Gogh was not a painter of kings or queens of emperor. You know, when he painted a chair, it was a simple chair. And what you can see that he was painting peasant, simple one. That's very important. I think that people love so much the painting of Van Gogh because he was painting you and me, in fact. He was painting the landscape, a dreaming landscape. But he was also painting the people, you know, you and me.
This is Imagine Van Gogh's first stop in the U.S. The venue, SOA, was once the world's largest power station. It's now an event space in South Boston. Annabelle says the venue is nearly as important as the exhibit itself.
It's not a simple rectangle, it's a kind of maze with many corners on it. And this was really important because when you have all those corners, you create different screens. And it's the mix of all those screens who are creating the dialogue between all the details and all the painting of Van Gogh.
The goal of Imagine Van Gogh is not to replace museums. In fact, Annabelle hopes immersive exhibits like this will inspire people to visit museums to see actual paintings.
We help you to have a look on every details of the painting, and perhaps if then you go to a real museum to see real paintings, it will help you to see this exhibition before understand it. The first time I went to the United States, it was in Boston 32 years ago. So I'm so happy that this exhibition, which I love so much, comes for the first time, like me, in Boston, United States.